Yo, what's going on in Shiba Inu? Unlike a lot of the other cryptocurrencies, we're not seeing the same kind of downside in SHIB that we are in the major coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as other coins. While we are seeing a bit of a bounce across the crypto space, there's really nothing to bounce back from in SHIB. So this is our 1 hour close-up view of what SHIB has been doing. And we hit our low on January 22nd, which more or less coincides with some of the other cryptos. Some of them bottom on the 24th, where you can actually see a secondary peak right here. I'm going to move this thing over. And well, ever since then, we had a nice sideways consolidation and then a kind of a rocket blast up from since the price of SHIB is so messy because these decimal points. I'm just going to tell you where we went from where. So put that here. So our bottom of what I'm calling potentially our second wave was here. So gone up, we went up about 75% from the secondary bottom, what I would be calling a wave 2 or a wave B, depends on how you look at it. And well, ever since then, we're having what looks like a healthy consolidation. Nothing looks particularly bearish about this. I'm actually going to zoom up a little bit more to look at this internal structure. This is so far looking like 3 waves up, whether it's 1, 2, 3 or ABC, that is a question. So you got an A up. The bottom of the B is somewhere. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's there. I'm just going to put it somewhere random right here. And that would be your 3 waves up. It could be a 1, 2, 3. That would be your bullish alternative. And when we look at this internal structure, this is an ABC down. That could be a good A wave. That could be a B wave. And that might be a C wave. So this could be a healthy correction, which is unlike what we're seeing in most of the other cryptos. I'm actually going to draw this pattern out just to visualize, clarify it. Is this a wave 2? Maybe. It looks more like a wave 4 to me because of how high the wave B wave bounced right here. Not sure what's going on. While in other cryptos, the chance for an upward bullish impulse, that's right, the namesake of this channel, has diminished greatly. We would at best be looking for 5 waves up in diagonal fashion. And the difference, of course, is I'm going to draw that out too, just to distinguish it. An impulse wave, you have a 1 and a 2, relatively deep. You have a strong 3rd wave. Your 4th wave will not come back below your 1st wave peak. And then you have a higher high for your 5th wave. In a diagonal, on the other hand, you may have your maybe your 3rd wave doesn't go as high. Your 4th wave may cut back much deeper, and then you have a 5th wave that doesn't go quite as high. And all this would fit within trend channel lines. So while we are seeing the potential for that in most other cryptos, we don't see that here. This looks more like a 4th wave consolidation. Maybe it's a 2nd wave. That would be the most bullish interpretation. If it's a 2nd wave, we should be seeing a neck snapping rally very soon. So let's keep our eye out for that. There's no clear indication what's going to happen. This also could be a consolidation. The bearish alternate perspective here is that this is the beginning of a deeper correction. So we're going to shift over to the big picture chart here. This is actually the 4-hour chart, unlike all the other cryptos, because SHIB is a bit younger. There's less history. Still logarithmic chart. Check out the description for this chart. It will be available with a link there. We have bounced, and because it's logarithmic, this counts a bit differently. You can see on the MACD, we got a bit overbought during the top of that peak. I'm going to stash that, make this a bit bigger. And here, it definitely looks like a corrective bounce. It looks like an A, B, and a C. And well, we broke above what I was calling the channel trend line, but really, it doesn't really mean as much as we think, because it depends on where we think this correction started. Maybe the first wave is back here. I don't know. It could look something like this. And if that's the case, your channel trend line would be here. That would be the start of your first of your C wave ending diagonal. If that is the case, you have a 1. I'm actually going to move this 1 here. A 1, a 2, a 3. This would be your 4, and your 5 would be the lower low. As I've mentioned in previous updates for SHIB, we have already pulled back more than deep enough for this to be a legit pullback. The bottom of our lavender purple box here would be the 61.8% retrace, which is a very healthy pullback, and it does look corrective to my eyes. Now, this could develop into more of a 5-wave structure. You could probably, actually, no, you can't count this as 5 waves because this looks like an ABC here. So again, purple tells us that we're done. We don't have anything left. And as of last update, that was my primary. I see no reason to change that yet. If we see immediate downside coming up anytime soon, that might cause me to shift to the red as the primary. That is still a strong alternate possibility, but unlike most of the crypto space, SHIB seems to be marching to its own drumbeat, and look at what we have right overhead. We got that green box. That would be our standard target for a subwave 1, which would typically fall between your 0.382 and your 0.618 target. Again, because SHIB is counted with decimal point price, I'm just going to tell you where the returns would look like if we got in there. So from where we are now to the bottom of that green box would be a 78% return. Top of that box would be a 245% return. So what is that? 3.5x return. Pretty damn good for just a first wave alone. If we do start seeing this thing rally, before I move on to that, like I said, this would be a 1. I'm actually going to delete this thing. We need to see a 5 wave impulse. So if that's the case, we should see something like this, a 1. Maybe that's a 2. I don't know. I'm going to just put that here. That's the 3. We are presumably in our 4th wave consolidation, and you'd see a 5th wave higher up. How high would that go? That is questionable because our 3rd wave already went past our standard extension targets. So if I use our other equivalents, the 0.618 extension of our existing 3-4, we should be somewhere around here. What is that number? 0.000038. Again, if that makes sense to you, great, but it's all Greek to me. That would actually, well, that would fall a little short of this green box because the bottom of that green box is 0.000052. So we're going to see what happens. Are we going to have a 5th wave up? Is this a 2nd wave pullback already? Not totally sure. However, if we are red, again, we are at the top of the trend channel. We've actually broken through it, and we would expect to see a sharp pullback. How low could we go? Well, I prefer that we not go below this lavender box because that would be the ideal retracement point. The next fib down would be your 76.4% retrace. If that happens, we fall down here at 0.000101. What does that mean? Well, from where we are to that point, that would be a 65% crash. So we need to take some chips on the table. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Overall, I'm still very bullish because when you look at this thing long-term, big picture, picture perfect, impulsive structure, 5 waves. So far, we have a very clean, textbook standard looking 2nd wave, especially on this logarithmic chart. And where would our targets fall up? Well, I already mentioned our subwave 1 of our larger 3rd wave. Apologies for not getting this cleaned up beforehand, but our 3rd wave would, our standard 3rd wave target would fall right around 0.009 to 0.0 whatever, 17, whatever that is. So that would be anywhere from a, what is that, a 30x return to a 59x return. So that leads me to my next segue, which is that we're closer to the bottom than we're to the top across all the cryptos. Even if we get that lower low in Bitcoin and Ethereum and the other cryptos, get ready to buy. If you're holding your SHIB, awesome. If you're looking to increase your allocation, get your buying plans ready, have a plan, and don't fall in love with just one crypto. Buy a bunch. SHIB is very speculative. It has a very pretty structure, but almost no history. Believe it or not, because this return is so insane, I have put together some metrics on which cryptos are the best risk return, best lowest risk, highest reward, etc. SHIB looks pretty good overall, except for the history. So remember, if you like one speculative altcoin, buy a bunch. Don't just buy 1, buy 7 or 8, and be greedy when others are fearful. So don't forget to subscribe, as I will call the shots here when we have a bottom, when we have a proper 1-2 setup, how to buy, what I'll be buying, what the allocations will be. And don't forget to give me a like if you have enjoyed my video. Till next time, thank you for watching and happy trading.